Good morning, folks, and welcome to Alabama, home of the mosquito and fire ant. It is Tuesday, September 23rd. I've come back down to Alabama from Ohio to do some more work, and I've decided that I'm going to try to take YouTube a little more seriously. So this will serve as an introductory video. For anybody that doesn't know, my name is Gary. I live in Ohio, but I bought 26 acres of unkempt virgin forest in Alabama, a little town called Mulga, just northeast of Birmingham. This is where I plan to move eventually when I sell 2 houses that I have in Ohio. Come down here and make a little homestead. I will be 78 years old in January. So anybody that's watching, it's not too late to do this. Anyway, Birmingham is probably known as a high crime area, but I'm about 20 miles from downtown in the little town of Mulga. Mosquitoes. The little town of Mulga, population in 2020 was, I think, 784. And so far, the people that I've met, which is mainly just the town hall folks, have been really nice and accepting, and us Yankees are more than welcome down here. So, being a high crime area, supposedly, I would have thought that might have a problem here. Sure enough, I have an over rambunctious neighbor that didn't pay his water bill, so he decided to steal my water meter because they took his. And so when I got here Friday night, it was late. I didn't leave home until late, so I hit traffic going through Memphis. Not Memphis. The other one. Yeah, that town, the big town. Oh, jeez. It's getting old. Anyway, hit traffic, so I got here after dark and just pumped up my bed and went to sleep. So Thursday morning or Friday morning, I got up, went down to the gate where my water meter is to turn on my water supply, and no meter. Unfortunately, town hall is closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so I couldn't find out what was going on until yesterday. So it's 90 degrees here. And the work I'm doing is, cleaning up, sweating, and trying to bathe out of bottled water is not very convenient. So anyway, it turns out, after I went down to City Hall and asked them about it, it turned out they didn't take the meter. So they did some investigation to find out who had recently had their water turned off for non-payment. And it turned out that one of my overzealous neighbors had his water turned off. So he decided that the best course of action would be to steal somebody else's meter. Happened to be mine. So I got a new meter he got arrested for theft. They kept my old water meter as evidence. So, short story, I have water. And this time I brought down a camp water heater, instant propane water heater. So, mosquitoes again. Sorry about that. So now I can take hot showers where used to I would leave 100 feet of hose out in the sun and use that for my hot water system. Didn't have very long showers, but it was hot. So anyway, introductory video. I'm Gary, and I guess we'll take a tour. Let me go get set up. Well, I am drinking out of my little greenie cup, my Folgers instant coffee, classic roast, out of an individual packet. So Steve Smith, if you ever have occasion to watch this video, lesson learned from Stonemont. Thank you. So let me get set up and we'll take a tour. Okay, here is my front gate. So the camera I'm using is a cheap Japanese or Chinese something or other, Ordro. So it doesn't have jitter compensation, so sorry about that. I guess I could use my iPhone, but I have an iPhone 6 and it doesn't have a lot of memory, so it is what it is. So you can see I'm on a paved street. This street goes that way down to Mulga, and if I don't move too fast, that goes up to a little village by the lake. This is a one-way in and one-way out. So that goes up to a dead end. That far curve up there, if you can see it, is the northern extent of my property. And you can't see it, but about 600 feet down that way is the southern end. So, all right, let me start walking and hopefully not jitter too much. Please don't get seasick. Oh, there's my new water meter, the box for it anyway. So this is my driveway. It's about 300 feet long. Goes uphill a ways. I don't know if that'll show on video or not. Down this way, there's a drop off here on the side of the road that goes probably 100 feet or so down into a little gully. There's a drain pipe that about 20 feet below the road that I haven't been down there this time, but last time I was down there was a little bit of water coming out. I have no idea where that water comes from. I don't know if it's a spring or if it's drainage from something, but the other side of the road is higher than the road, so it might be a spring. But there are a lot of fallen trees. Every time I come down, it's it's a deal to see how many new trees have fallen. Every time the wind blows, seems I have a new batch of trees that I have to process. So coming up the road, we get to a little clearing. So what's cleared so far, I calculated to be right around 8/10 of an acre. This side over here, once all these trees are gone, the plan is that this will be my fruit orchard. More slash piles everywhere from fallen trees. Sorry about the jitter. Rough ground. Maybe if I use two hands. So this is the tree I was processing yesterday. Lots of fun. So all of this area will be fruit orchard. This little path I made yesterday, this was all overgrown like this. So tractor comes in handy. Had to move a lot of rocks. So that's a building resource maybe if I decide to use those. So this area is going to be where my barn goes. The barn is planned to be 2 shipping containers, side by side, parallel, with 24 feet between them, so they'll have a 40 by 40 footprint. And that will go right there. On this side of it will be a portable sawmill to process all of this stuff. These are mostly trees that have fallen and a few that we cut down. You can see fallen trees everywhere. And then this is the open area. Sorry about the jitter. I know somebody complained about that before. And there's the top of the driveway. This little shed we built last time we were here in July. My son and I built that. So this is the end of my water line. I bought 300 feet of PEX, and that's what was left out of 300 feet. So it's about 280 feet
from the water line up to, from the water meter up to here. This is my homemade Berkey water filter. I used to be a distributor for Multi-Pure. Never did very well at that. Learned a lot of stuff about myself. I'm not a people person, so I'm not a salesman. But I do have this. This is the Multi-Pure water filter, solid carbon block. I don't know, you can check it out online if you want. And then there's a little hose that siphons water from the filter. So, if I can turn it on with one hand. So there's my water filter. Anyway. Yeah. Turn it back off if I can. Alright. There's the outhouse. You don't want to see that. And this is my shower. So I got a little propane instant water heater. And my shower platform and my shower head. Instant on. Instant hot water. All right. The shed. I brought down a table. Brought down a table, and if it'll focus, or if it will do the low light. Hang on a second. Let's do this. So I have a little mini fridge, camp stove, storage, bed, trash, insulation that I plan to put in here. Not a big space, but hey, it's better than sleeping in the truck. So this back here is going to be garden area. This over here, where that big slash pile is where the cabin is going to go. That's the north side of the clearing. Oh yeah. This used to be a 40-inch high by 12-inch wide stump. I drilled a couple of holes, made a Swedish fire torch in the top of it, and 3 days later, this is what's left. Ah! Oh, there's the fire ants again. Dang. Ugh. All right, time out. Okay, so fire ants are not your friend. So this is where the cabin's going to go. This will be my backyard. This is a lot of stuff that we cleared out last time we were here. So that's my backyard so far. Decided that this is going to be where the log splitter is going to go. The intent is to heat and cook with wood, since I have an abundance of it. So that will be the garden area. And chicken run. That shed might become a chicken coop when I get the house built. This will be my view from the front. This was my shelter from the rain last time we were here. We had a storm come through Sunday night, which made me possibly rethink using metal roof. Couldn't hardly hear myself think. So now this had become a rain catchment system. Since I didn't have water, I thought I'd try to catch some. So, little 5-gallon bucket. So I'm processing that area. That's going to go, as far as I can tell, it's relatively flat back in there. So it would be a good place for anybody else to build a cabin. So a lot of slash piles to burn, but we're in the middle of a drought, so I don't want to do that yet. This is my campfire. I built that as a campfire wood bin, but as you can see, it's become overwhelmed. Trees that would not be good for sawmilling go here. Eventually, back there, where the wood splitters are going to be. But for the moment, we just piled it here, since the wood splitting area had not been cleared yet. So, all of these trees from okay, so here's the clearing. And all of these trees from there back, all of this is going to get cleared. And then the shipping containers are going to go back there. So here's another little area. Would be good for a little cabin. Mini home. Storage shed. Whatever. But definitely a lot of underbrush to be cleared out. And then we fall off into a gully down there. So if I get ambitious, not sure that's a word I'm going to use very often. I think maybe this would be a good place for a pond. Just my wishful thinking. So basically, that's the tour so far, since I have not ventured into the forest areas. So from that far end to The far end over there that's cleared is a little over 300 feet. Down to the far end of the clearing there is 300 feet. Width-wise, it was, I think, about 175 feet. So by the time I get done, I'll have cleared probably maybe 1.5 acres. So from this area that way, all of those trees are coming out. That's going to be cleared. So basically, that's the tour. Love this thing. That is a workhorse. So the plan is to head back to Ohio Wednesday evening. I usually drive at night to miss traffic, and I'll sleep all day Thursday. So, hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll try to make more videos, and we'll see how it goes. Have a good one.